And then again, the African Football League. The African Football League. First leg. Morocco's Wydad Casablanca taking on Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. First leg being held in Morocco. What an intense game that was. I guess, the home side were dominant, as obvious, as expected. But you wouldn't expect them to be as dominant as they were. Because coming into this one, this is one team that Mamelodi Sundowns has really struggled against, hey? This is the one team that Mamelodi Sundowns has struggled against. Last season they were knocked out by the very same team. They were knocked out by this very team. So, Mamelodi Sundowns has really struggled to contain this team, because they were knocked out in several, even during the time when Coach Pito was still there, they were knocked out by this team. I think that was in 2017, in 2017, they were knocked out via penalty shootout. So they've really struggled against this team quite often. And bear in mind, remember, this is the very same team whereby, remember Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs in 2021, you understand? They made it all the way to the final, beating this Wydad Casablanca. And that was Kaizer Chiefs' worst team ever. With their worst team. I remember back then, you have to consider the fact that Kaizer Chiefs couldn't even make signings. So they were playing with their worst team. They had to play with youngsters. They had to mix with old players. So there was no fluidity. There was no really that, chemistry within the team. There was not really much in terms of quality. Yes, there was quality, but not a lot to match Wydad Casablanca's quality. And Kaizer Chiefs still emerged victorious. So coming into this one, obviously Mamelodi Sundowns were unbeaten in the African Football League. They were yet to concede coming into this one. They've kept clean sheets in all 4 of their previous games. They made it via 2-0 aggregate win over Pedro do Luanda of Angola, as well as in the semi-final they won via 1-0 aggregate win over the Egyptian giants Al Ahly. And remember, Ronald Williams did save a penalty, making amends for him fouling Percy Tau, former Mamelodi Sundowns striker. So that was a great save by Ronald Williams to keep his clean sheet intact and to keep the great defensive record of Mamelodi Sundowns coming into the final. So coming into the final, it was a tough game for both teams, but then understanding it would be more tougher for Mamelodi Sundowns, considering the fact that, the fans of Wydad Casablanca were rallying behind them, in numbers, and understanding that it's a very intimidating atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great game of football to watch. Very intimidating, but wow. You understand? But Mamelodi Sundowns, they did show a lot of signs of encouragement, especially in the first half, playing out from the back, playing their usual football. Although you gotta understand the fact that this Wydad team was very dominant. They were very dominant in the first half. Even in the second half, they were very dominant. Especially understanding that Mantassa Latimi, brilliant player, man. Latimi was a menace to that Mamelodi Sundowns defense. I just remember the time when he eliminated Butul, put him on the ground. You understand? He dribbled past Gran Kekana. That could have been the headlines. That goal could have made the headlines. Dribbling past 2 players, effortlessly. What a brilliant player. Latimi is a brilliant player, man. To say the least, he's a brilliant player. You understand? And he was the one who created the goal. He's the one who created the goal. Remember now, the ball, they took the lead eventually, which was, it was coming. You understand? It was coming. Wydad Casablanca were going to take the lead. It was coming. Based on their performance, based on the fact that the fans were rallying behind the team, based on their dominance in the first half, based on their performance. And Latimi was certainly the best player in the first half. The man to watch. He was a menace in that Mamelodi Sundowns defense. You understand? He was very, he was a thorn in the side of Mamelodi Sundowns. And yeah, man, he did exactly what what you would expect him to do. Running on the right hand side, cutting inside towards his favorite left foot, setting a shot, went through the legs of Gran Kekana. Eventually it became an own goal. Rivaldo Kutsia netted the ball, put the ball in his own net, which was the first goal that Mamelodi Sundowns have conceded in this tournament. And then obviously in the second half, they did have moments, Mamelodi Sundowns, but they didn't really have any shots at goal. Allende was quiet in the first half. Tapelo Maseko not really as effective. Lisiba Nku, yeah, he was in the game, but he couldn't really provide much of a threat to that Wydad defense. He couldn't provide much of a threat. Themba Zwane, yeah, like I said, if any team is able to shut out Themba Zwane, if they're able to shut him out and keep him out of the game, and ensure that he doesn't have the ball in his feet, make sure that he doesn't have the space, make sure that he doesn't have the time that he often likes to have on the ball, then I'm telling you, you are guaranteed to win any game of football. And that's exactly what Wydad did so well in the first half. They did that very well. Very well did. They did that very well. So obviously you were expecting Mamelodi Sundowns to show character, considering the fact that they were a goal down now. You understand? They were a goal down, so now they were chasing that away goal. And yeah, we saw that with a few substitutions in the second half. We saw Leboha Maboe coming in. We also saw Gran Kekana being replaced by Musa Libusa, and rightfully so, because Gran Kekana made a lot of mistakes in the first half. He made a lot of mistakes. He was just not in the game at all. He was not in the game at all. And they were causing him a lot of problems. That Wydad attack was causing him a lot of problems, and you could see the occasion was just too big for him. And eventually he had to be replaced by the experienced Musa Libusa, former captain of Ajax Cape Town. And we also saw Gaston Sereno coming on as well. Later on, we saw Neo Mayema coming on. I think those substitutions did affect the game, because as soon as Neo Mayema came on, he did make an impact. The corner that he took eventually led to the penalty that was given to Mamelodi Sundowns. Neo Mayema took a corner, he delivered a great corner. And after a huge scramble in the box, Teboho Mokoena unleashed the shot. It hit the hand of the captain of Wydad Casablanca. It was a clear handball. I don't think it really needed VAR to check that one. I think the referee should have seen that one. The referee should have seen it. It was a clear handball. And yeah, penalty was given. And guess who scored? The homeboy himself. Back in his home country, Bootwell, the Mamelodi Sundowns left back, slotting the ball into the back of the net. But yeah, the goalkeeper dived the right way, but couldn't do much to save it. He did get a touch on the ball as Bootwell converted his spot kick, but it was not enough, as Mamelodi Sundowns did get that crucial away goal, which was an equalizer for them in the 74th minute. Yeah, and it did set up for an exciting encounter, but Anas Serrat. Brilliant goal. What a wonderful goal. Wonderful strike. Yes, give credit to the fact that Ronald Williams did save that, but that was a powerful shot. Unleashed a powerful shot. There was no way that Ronald Williams would have saved the run. Yes, he did save it, but that shot was way too powerful for him to save it there. Way too powerful for him to keep it it was way too powerful for him to prevent that ball from going into the back of the net. Brilliant goal from Anas Serrat. What a brilliant goal. The substitute, he came off the bench. He made an immediate impact. He just came, and it was just like a few minutes after he had come on. Like I said, in this game, perhaps second half, I think the substitutions from both teams made an impact. Neo Mayema, I spoke about him, even Sereno, but Sereno didn't have much of the ball. He couldn't make much of an impact, because for the last 10 minutes of the game, immediately after Mamelodi Sundowns got that equalizer, Wydad Casablanca had much of the ball. They were so much more in control of the ball. They were in control of all ball possession, keeping the ball together, moving the ball, spreading those passes, just frustrating their opponent. Making sure that they come back to Pretoria with that advantage. Going back to Pretoria with that advantage, with that 2-1 goal advantage. Yes, of course, Mamelodi Sundowns have the away goal advantage, but they've got a lot of work to do. It won't be easy. Yes, they will have the home crowd to their advantage. The game, I think it takes place it has been moved to the 12th of November, which will be a Sunday. due to the fact of the Soweto Derby. It was scheduled to take place on the 11th of November, the second leg of the African Football League final, but due to the fact that the Soweto Derby takes place on the same day, it had to be rescheduled and taken to Sunday, the 12th of November. So Mamelodi Sundowns with the goal advantage, yes, they have a chance of winning the game, but yes, it won't be easy. Like I said, it won't be easy. They just need to make sure they don't concede when they return to Pretoria. So guess what, man? I mean, think about it. The African Football League winners, benefit 4 million. You understand? The winners claim a prize of $4 million US, which is like 74 million in South African rands. Runners up is what, $3 million, which is basically like 55 million rand. Yeah, 55 million rand in South African rands. Runners up, they claim $3 million, which obviously converted to the South African rand, it is 55 million rand. And semi-finalists also benefited, man. 1.7 million for those teams that reached the semi-final. Wow, I mean, translate that into South African rands. Convert that into South African rands. That is like about 31,450,000. And then the quarterfinalists, they walk away with the price of $1 million. $1 million, which if you convert that into South African rands, that I think is about like 1,850,000 rand. So, not 1,018,000. I meant to say $1 million equals to 18 million rand, 18.5 million rand. You understand? So, decent money, man. The clubs are cashing in. Obviously, this format was introduced as a way of each team that will be competing against one another are teams that are supposedly supposed to be the champions, are the champions of their domestic leagues. You understand? Champions of their domestic leagues were the teams that were to compete in this inaugural African Football League. You understand? Which was introduced by Patrice Motsepe as well as the CAF president and as well as FIFA. Remember, FIFA also failed to introduce we saw this idea originated in Europe when they wanted to introduce the Europe Super League, or is it the Euro Football League or something like that. But a lot of teams refused to take part in it. Plenty of teams from Europe, big clubs, big name clubs, refused to take part in it. So it was a failed experiment, but it seems that it hasn't failed in Africa, on our continent. And yes, man, just mention your thoughts on what you guys think of it. Do you think it's a success? Do you think it will help the growth of our football in our continent? Do you think it will actually put our football on the map worldwide? Or do you just think it's just another way of teams cashing in? The clubs will just be the only ones benefiting in terms of just cashing in. Just provide your own thoughts, man. And yeah, man, we'll be in touch pretty soon. Please, I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also put on your predictions and what you also think should happen in terms of improving the quality of football in our African continent. We'll be in touch pretty soon. Cheers, man.
Wydad Athletic Club versus Mamelodi Sundowns. Consistency in results, or so they hope. Almuti, Harkas, Abulfath, Allah and Amloud are all at the peak of their powers. Drawi, Haimoud and Jabran complement one another's game beautifully in the middle.
Wydad Casablanca. Kibao, Bafana style, Mamelodi Sundowns. Nisibanku wala muskopena. Mo le khatonga la Serino me ogones mona yole wa sailor ibua ka khuliso modau mo ba tshameke ba ntse ba dira sentle mo metshamekong ya setlhopha se sa the Brazilians ba ke ba kopankenga go ga mathatata go bona Mthobi Mvala a se molla jalo kwa pankeng ya setlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns go tlile go nna thata go tlile go nna popota se ga itlo go fapoga fana gone
game, a Moroccan prequel before the South African sequel. Wydad of Casablanca taking on South Africa's finest, Mamelodi. Modiba. Well, that's brilliantly done by Latimi. Latimi goes on for Wydad of Casablanca. Through on goal, might he go by himself, Latimi. His shot is blocked by Rivaldo Kutsia. So far, Butswil was beaten, all ends up. As to Grant Kekana and Latimi.
Okay. Ala Atia, Avata Kalewa Romela Fela. Abeketa Kayane Bonolo Komaraco, Ronan Williams. Maybe let's make this Kapasa, FAR Rabat. Arbonelli Sibanku, le Cabo de la Mateka Kalexiba. Fela Matigalo Tokeleta Quante. Adel Ramsey. Belegatekwa Marrakesh, Morione, Nagaye, Yamoroko. Tamila Jala ke Marcelo Allende. Tamila Jala ke Marcelo Allende Pileo. Simaroaka Kwana Kaja Chile. Kanago Bonago de Mokoto Kakwano. Wait, Tamila Marcelo Allende. Seeing la consistency. Obuaka Tebo Homopena. Arbone Jala Marcelo Allende. Dynamite. Abai Romela. Tulaga Togo Komara by Sireleta. Ewela Capemogene. Marcelo Allende. Akadira Akabata Kafarata. Arbono Tadraga Pileo. Fela Bamo Para Baleba Raro. Retloga Jala Kane Komara, Retloga Jala Ka Abdullah Fat.
Here's Latimi again. Outside of the boost, kind of a cross. Exceptional ball. It's expected all and didn't deal with that all too. It just skipped along the surface. Out of reach of them all.
Walibela Kapile Mona Wala Teme. Abarromela Pile Koti. Abatuma Williams. Abaiketagan, may I pick a little pensa the Brazilians. Anna Toko de Benuras, Ajax of Cape Town Yamalova. Arromela Pile Telele, Arbone, Tulaga Togo Comorago. Sireleta Mamil Sandal. Thank you very much. Toragape, Almamo Kokile, Agokile Rumo, Muchuchu. Hello, it's all right, or the DSAV Premiership. Now, Raisa Limona Pulesaling. By Tatosa, by Tosa Comarajo. Bonaharkas. Weba Jalo Matsile Yaga Drawi. Baba Rapalata de Mola Toko. Mezzotele Metano. Emofelo. Arbonefelo Batadira Mokilinha. 40 minutes gone in the first half. May Waito Rageta make it no see.
Here's Simbaswane. Nku is onside. Nku is through on goal. Was he tripped? Was he tripped? For the time being, play carries on. Let's have another look. Isiba Nku. Now, Harkas did make.
Nikawana la Maseko Kilele Tuleng. Yaya Kopele the Brazilians. Elbow Toil. Artabona Nopa. Motoil. Baba Sireleta Komorago. Atebare Dynamites come in small packages. Owe Romela Marcelo. Oya Kogoyon. Yagotoga Togo.
Keeping Mamelodi Sundowns guessing. Ronwen Williams might be beaten, not quite, so close. Casablanca, Taboko Mokwena. Under pressure, under the lights. Goes for goal, Mokwena. Stings the...
Vanilla Palaga Chitlas, Vanilla Catejo. La Palaga Croc. Mamelodi Sundowns. Arbone Pileo. Yabotosaki Bili. Runari Mokwena. Walibela Bili. Abar Romela. Oh! Sireleta Komorago. Matabigiba Sundowns. Barfiayar. Matabigiba Sundowns. Balwa. Baraide Fiayar. Me puto que gore. Auna atulusa siatla go tswa mo a re bone ka motsamao iketlileng go etsere ka seatla a re ba mo iteile ka sekgono seatla sa gagwe se ne se se mo maemong a tlholego mme o ne a tulositse mmele wa gagwe ka go phatlalatsa seatla o tla ka lebelo wa go tsa tshwetso a re bone tshwetso mme kete wa go isupa kwa molore go ntse fela jalo batsereganyo ke tsholopelo tsa maaforika borwa ke tsholopelo tsa tshwane wa Mamelodi ke tsholopelo tsa ka kwa flag ke tsholopelo tsa motsemošate wa republic ya Afrika Borwa kwa botlhaba di robala jaanong mo go Pretoria a le mo lebaleng la mogabo a tse dikgato di le dintsi ba kwa morago a re bone ke tse kae fela o di okeditse go a lebagana le kgweleo a o tla emisa maaforika borwa ka dinao a re bone gore Wydad
The unparalleled joy, an expression on his face, and his with Serhat. And what a job ventured into Italy and Holland. And his side has yet another corner. The initial header is won.